What's up, class? Evans here. Today we're going to make the axle peg, the screw, whatever you'd like to call it, the bolt. I've titled mine axle peg, and it's got a few notable features here that's different. We've got these threads that are here, just like a screw. We've got this rounded top with a hexagon head on it. And this one takes a few steps, but we're gonna get through it all together, and I'm gonna show you exactly what to do. So we'll start with our normal starting area. I'm going to put a sketch on the front view and I want to put a circle there. Now the circle, if I look at my drawing here, it says 1/4 -20 UNC times 1. And then a 1/4 inch offset. So 20 UNC, 1/4, that just means a 1/4 of an inch. So we're gonna type that as our diameter, 0.25. It's kind of small. Zoom in here. I'll end up hiding most of my planes here, and we want to extrude that. I want it to go the other way, and we're going to extrude that out 0.75, because if you notice it says it is an extend times 1 inch, but it has a 1/4 of an inch offset, which means the threads are only on the back 3/4 of it, and that there's a smooth part that doesn't have any thread windings on it. So we're going to extrude out just the thread part. Now notice that I've put this right in the middle of my right and top. I'm actually going to hide I think the top view I'd like to hide, and the front view I'd like to hide. Maybe I'll do like that. So it just looks like this. And now for this part, I'm going to put the threads on it. So I'm going to create a sketch on the top view. And I'm going to, I think it's behind my head here, but let me make sure I find it. I'm just putting on hidden edges visible so I can see the edges of it, not think about it as a round piece. I want to put a little triangle, right? Let me really zoom in here. We want to put a triangle right here. And this triangle, I need a few things. I need this side right here to be vertical. I need all sides to be equal. So I'm gonna click equal, and I'm gonna click all sides equal. And this will give me an equilateral triangle. And because this is, let's see here. Do I need to turn back on my right? Yeah, I need to turn back on my right. Because this is a 1/4 of an inch, I need this to be 0.125, so that it's right at the edge of it. And I have this equilateral triangle here, and I'm going to, put a dimension here. So if I've got 20 UNC, that means 20 times that it threads around. 20 wraps in 1 inch is what that would be. So 20 UNC in 20 of them in 1 inch. So that would take 1 inch and divide it by 20. Should be 0.05. So I'm gonna put 0.05 like that. And this thing does sometimes give a little bit of a problem, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna extend up just a tiny bit. The number doesn't matter as much. Just gonna extend up, and I'm gonna cut this part away. Let me put my number back just so I don't forget it. And this number back, because I might change them. There we go. So this is an equilateral triangle, and we're gonna cut that part out. I need to turn back on my hidden edges as visible. All the wrong stuff. Shaded. There we go. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to now do a a helix. Where are you? There you are, helix. So I want to put a helix on this surface, and I want it to make 20 revolutions. But actually, because it's 1/4 offset, so we'll put 15 revolutions. There. Okay, this thing is extending out way too much every time I do that. There we go. Just trying to make sure I can still see my sketch. There it is. Okay. And turns. All right, and now we're going to use sweep, and our face is going to be our little triangle, and this is going to be a remove, and our sweep path is going to be our helix. You can already see it forming. There is our helical shape. That's our screw. This is the main part. Hit the check mark. We're going to start a sketch right on the front, and actually right now we're going to hide the curve here, so hide that so it's not showing anymore, and we're going to put a sketch right on this front face and make our circle 0.25, and we're going to extrude that out the offset amount. That should be 0.25 also. All right. Now let's put the head on this bolt. So I'm going to need to bring back one of my hidden views. Bring back my top view. And I'm going to put a sketch on that view. And I want to get right there on the edge and put use. And I need to bring back my right so that I have a middle area. And I want to draw out this shape here, and I want to put some sizes. It says that the diameter is 0.422 for the whole diameter of the bolt, so we need that to be half of that, so 0.422 would be 0.211, and the height of it coming out, it says it's 125, so 0.125. And we need this right here to be 0.031. And then we have a flat surface coming out. It says that the flat surface where the hexagon sits is 1/4 of an inch. So I need that out, and that needs to be half of that, so 0.25 divided by 2. There we go. And now I need the rounded portion to it. So I need a arc, a center point arc, or a 3-point arc. Here to, no, it's gonna go backwards there. Here to here. And I don't know how far out it goes. I don't want it to snap to that or anything. So I'm gonna overshoot it. And the radius of this is the spherical radius is 236, so 0.236. Perfect. We got it. Exactly what we need. This we need to revolve. And our revolve axis is the short line here. And it's really starting to come together now. Now I need to create on that surface. I should have a good look. Yeah. So now I need to create on the surface here my hexagon. So I'm going to click this surface. And here's a new tool for you here. It's called Inscribed Polygon. Or Circumscribed, I think. And I think I would like to keep it straight up and down as best as I can. So I want to come out at this angle. See the dotted lines that I have there? And you can control how many sides it has. Of course, we want 6. And if you missed it, you can always double click here and say like, oh, I know that needed to be a different number. So 6 is the number we want. And I want the distance from here to here. Oops. The distance from here to here to be 5/32. So that's 5 divided by 32. There we go. And we want to, it says the depth for that is 0.111. So we're going to extrude that guy, remove 0.111. Perfect. We are almost done. The next part, we just have this little portion to deal with. And that's the ending of it. Let me get rid of these things. They zoom out so much. Is the way this thing ends here. Now, I want to add a chamfer to it, but if we mess around with the chamfer, as you can see, it doesn't like it. The chamfer should be, according to it, 45 degrees, 0.03. But that just doesn't really work because there's thin little pieces here. So what we're gonna do is, let me bring back the top view, and I'm gonna create a sketch on the top, just like this. And I need to bring back my right, and I'm gonna do just like I did with the helix. I'm gonna make it a triangle. So I'm gonna put a triangle. I'm gonna not do that. I need to reference this edge. So I'm gonna click use, right click and use, and I'm gonna put a triangle out here. And I need this triangle to be 45 degrees. And this one perpendicular. There we go. And I need this to be 0.03. And I need this to be 0.125. There we go. Hopefully yours didn't do that to you. I just deleted that little cube. I don't know why that was a problem, but I deleted this little piece right here. And I'm going to use this to cut away a chamfer, because the chamfer tool isn't working. A chamfer is just instead of a rounded edge, it's just like a little 45-degree cut around an edge. Oops, sorry. So I'm going to hit revolve, and I want this, and I'm going to revolve it around, oh, that's going to be a little bit of a problem. I don't have that. So I should have an axis first. I forgot about that. Let's just make one in the sketch. My bad. So we'll go open up the sketch. I forgot to put it, and we'll just put a little line right at the middle. There we go. And that's going to be where our axis is. So I'll hit revolve, remove my triangle, revolve axis, the center there, and it's going to shave off the end to look a lot like how a screw looks. I want to hide all of my views here, and this is our shaved ending. That's our screw. I encourage you to give it some color. Make sure that you hide the curves. Right click, add the material. This one should be steel, I think. Steel. I encourage you, what you need to do is you need to go to each one of your parts and make sure that you have the correct materials. So you go to the miniature train page, make sure that you put all the materials. And then another thing that we forgot about is to put the names. So to do that, right click on part 1 down here and put rename and put axle peg. And I want you to do that for each one of your parts, and this actually makes the assembly process easier because now everything that you bring in, it comes in as these names, but they all say part 1. So if you give the names there, then it becomes a lot easier to work with. Go ahead and give it an appearance so that it matches the whatever color scheme that you chose. You can choose anything that you want, and then meet me over at the assembly, and we'll put the whole train together. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. When you're done, let me know, and I'll grade it at your desk, or you can submit it to me through Canvas.